Hello, cartoon frog lovers. So we're going to continue with the next two from this wave. We're going to do this one here, the Trachycephalus resinifictrix. We're going to start with that one. This one, I already took this foam out. There's nothing else on the box, by the way. It's a really plain, pretty cheap box, but in this case, a massive amount of foam to protect this from damage. This is made of a hard, like polyurethane resin. That's why it needs to be really protected, because it's very brittle, as if it was made of ceramic. So I think they're hand cast, I think they're hand painted, that kind of stuff, which might explain why they cost a lot of money. I'll leave a link. Alright, so reading, well, actually I'll get this one out of the box. The second one is, I'm going to mispronounce this, Suvidus paradoxa, maybe? And there's actually maybe two frogs in this one. And you'll see in this case, the foam makes a little more sense, because you have the big frog over here. It looks like a tadpole, actually. Maybe that's what it's intended to be. And then here we have the full-grown, or something that looks more like a frog. Oh, there's even something else. Oh, there's a milk bottle in here. Interesting. The baby frog. Very cool. Very cool. So 3 bags, 2 compartments. So this frog goes by 2 common names. The first one is the Mission golden-eyed tree frog, which makes sense with its eye color, but also the Amazon milk frog, which is what I'm going to call it. So this thing lives in the arboreal forests of the Amazon rainforest of South America. It is strictly a insectivore, it seems, a predator, and they can reach sizes up to 10.2 centimeters in length, so that's pretty big, I guess. Length, let's see. Well, this one is only like 6.5 centimeters, but I guess it can grow to be around that long, which I guess would be pretty big for a frog. Although I don't know how I don't know if they stretch out frogs when they measure them. I don't know. These are actually held in captivity, so you can buy them as pets because they tend to like the temperatures that human beings like, that being 21 to 30 C or 70 to 86 Fahrenheit. But you need to have a lot of space in the enclosure and stuff like that, and feed them just insects and probably some other mineral powder or something like that. So anyways, this does look like those images, just not even that far off as far as cartooning. Like, I guess these eyes are proportionally a lot bigger than they should be, and it gives it a more cute feeling, but it does seem like the real frog can look pretty cute. Alright, well, starting with these eyes, you can see they're quite glossy. Hold on, focus. You can see this box, that's the LED above us. So this is a very glossy eyeball. There's some waviness to it, some sort of orange peel though. And then you can see these lines in here. That's trying to help separate, I guess, the paint. They hand painted this thing. There's even like this little circle for a reflective dot of the eye, ignoring that LED above us, right? The nostrils are tiny little things, recessed. That looks nice. So you can see the hand painting here went a little bit too far across this line, but that's, I guess, gives it some sort of trait of being hand painted and not machine made. So the body, I think, might have been painted white first, and then they airbrushed it's like sky blue color. Oh, Wikipedia also said this thing has like a bluish blood, and that's why it looks the way it does. Sadly, you can see here, even brand new, some paint is missing there. Yeah, unfortunate. Handcrafted. Also, some sort of molding imperfections. Alright, well anyways, the gray though also has some shading to it. I think what it is maybe there's not enough gray to cover up the white, maybe, on purpose. You can see the kind of the crudeness of the casting of the hands or the toes of this thing. They're quite bulbous actually, and they have some ridges there. There's also a brown paint wash in there. Interesting. Alright, look at the bottom. It's generally flat, but you can definitely see the definition of the digits. And yeah, again, that brown paint wash. So they basically painted the whole thing all over, which is nice. This doesn't have the recesses, the lines, so it's just a smooth surface that they painted those dots on. But oddly, up here, it does have the lines. Maybe it's just easier to pull out of the mold. If you had lines here, it might pull up material. Maybe that's why they're only on the top and not on the lower one. Whatever, it's fine. think that's like the eardrum or something like that. This has some brown paint wash in there, the end of the mouth there. But that's, oh, this might be an air pocket. I wonder if this is an error. Because on this side, right, it just kind of smoothly terminates. Whereas this, it's like clearly a lot of resin is missing. Well, anyways, it looks pretty cool. I like the shading going on here of the sky blue and all that stuff. A lot of paint effort. Like if I tried to paint this myself, it would take several hours. Yeah, so I think, well, it's nice. So Pseudus paradoxa, this is called this for a reason. The tadpoles are very large, up to I guess 27 centimeters or 11 inches. That's a crazy big thing. And then the paradox is once it becomes a frog, it's smaller than it used to be as a tadpole. So that's quite interesting. The adult frogs, I guess, can be around 3.4 to 7.6 centimeters. So basically it shrinks in size up almost like 60%, right? If it goes from 27 down to 7.6. That's quite a paradox. Interesting. Never knew this existed. So these things run around in the Amazon forest as well as the Venezuela, basically South America, it seems. Alright, well, let's look at this, I guess, tadpole first. And that's why the tadpole is so big. How big is this tadpole? This one is 9 centimeters, so it's a smaller one. Considering it can go up to 27, which would be like three times this length of this, right? That's crazy. The tadpoles eat mostly algae, but once they become adults, they'll pretty much eat anything. Insects, crabs, and other frogs. So you can see here, this is quite a comical looking thing, right? It's just got a fat face, it's got the pink in the mouth, which is nice. It's got like buck teeth. So that's pretty interesting. Little groove in the tooth. Little nostril there. The eyes, again, are very shiny, and they even have that little reflective dot. But the body is much more matte finish. Alright, so then you have some white dots and basically a giant white belly. But again, no labeling as to what the frog is called. And then this being some contaminant in the paint, unfortunately. So now you got this round thing. That's the magnet to hold the adult frog on there, which we should get to now. So this is definitely a small adult frog, and it has a magnet in it also. This one is 35 millimeters, 3.5, so this is representative of a small adult, okay? So now you can see the feet, the fingers, whatever you want to call them, look pretty nice. The belly is, I would say it's an off-white color. There's a brown paint wash here. The eyes are basically the same as the others, just much smaller. And then little nostrils, a couple different greens going on in this body. And still some white dots here, so it makes sense. Alright, so having magnets on both sides, that works really well. You can take it on and off quite easily. This little milk bottle, though, if you want to pose them separately, let's see here. Ooh, sadly there's an air pocket from the mold process, and there's actually a little tadpole on there, raised painted black, pink nipple. I don't know if there's a magnet in this. No, there's no magnet whatsoever. So the question now is, where would I put this bottle? I guess it just wants to sit to the side of the baby. Oh, wait a sec. Can I jam it in the face of this thing? Let's look in the mouth here. No, ideally there would be like a round hole, right? And you could take the round hole and put it in there as if it's, or like, I thought maybe that was a peg hole, but there's no peg. Or can it go in like this? No, no. I guess you're going to have to use the poster putty if you want to, have it like that. Interesting. I have to find a big base or something for this thing. It's a shame they didn't have a magnet for this in the mouth. But it's nice that the adult can hang out above the baby. So we reviewed earlier is the tomato frog that resides in Madagascar. That thing's quite funny looking. So they're all generally the same-ish size. Kind of, I don't know, the size of a small orange or actually a tomato. But they're very heavy because they're solid chunks of plastic. I'm not sure how I'm going to display these, if I'm going to put them on acrylic discs or not. Anyhow, if you like these sort of things, stay tuned because I'm going to review the other ones in time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you.